On a lot of these different features and functionalities that are enabled by blockchain within the context of issuing security tokens. We're gonna dive into this particular area because it's especially ripe. We believe um, it's especially ripe for an inevitable kind of renaissance. And so we'll first start out with a brief history of securities, then we'll identify the features that drive innovation within the context of securities. And finally, we'll examine the emergence of security tokens and what they mean for the securities industry broadly. I told you I was going to repeat this again, but this is not legal, financial, and investment advice. I want to disclaim that as clearly as possible. But with that said, I do want to get to the fun part now. So this brings us to our first question we will be posing to all of you out there watching this. And I've been asked to remind you that you need to sign into YouTube to comment. So please do that if you haven't already. But we want to know, what aspects of tokenization are you most interested in? So this could be something that is challenging, something that is exciting, or something that you don't currently understand about tokenization, but you want to learn more about. So go ahead and start firing those responses into the chat, and we'll begin compiling them for discussion during the Swarm sense-making part of the show later on. While you're doing that, I'm going to dive right in. At Upside, we're bullish on security tokens, but why is this? It's because the concept of a security is actually very complementary to the concept of a blockchain. Both are best functioning with an immutable and programmable set of rules that allow for speed, efficiency, and transparency. Having done a lot of research on this topic, we decided to go ahead and publish an article on the untapped potential of security tokens last month on our blog, The Ledger, and to even bring this to you today. So check the blog out using either the QR code on the screen or visit upside.gg/the-ledger to learn more. So essentially, securities are a type of financial product that have been around for a very long time. The East India Trading Company was selling shares of their stock to finance their endeavors as far back as the 17th century. Broadly speaking, a security refers to a tradable financial asset. Modernly, however, the concept of a security has developed a little bit more loaded meaning. So some popular examples of securities today include financial interests in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and exchange-traded funds. In the US, we know a security exists when the prongs of the Howey test are met. We have listed some examples on the screen for you, but we know there's a security because of the Howey test when there's an investment of money in a common enterprise with a reasonable expectation of profits to be derived from the efforts of others. So looking at the way various technological means have been used to register, trade, sell, and issue securities, there have really only been a few innovations that have meaningfully advanced the form of securities beyond paper contracts. The biggest innovation with modern securities applications is the proliferation of online marketplaces that have enabled brokerage accounts to offer electronic trading of securities. This development was very significant because it democratized access to securities, it increased liquidity for security issuers, it enabled more granular trading of securities through the sale of fractional interests in an underlying security, and it provided more easily verifiable evidence of ownership of that security. Security tokens take this even farther by reducing reliance on intermediaries and central authorities, and security tokens democratize the power of alternate finance, bringing it to anybody looking to raise money or invest in a project. At Upside, one of the reasons we are so excited about security tokens is because we're able to ensure programmatic compliance with various securities regulations. So how do we do that? We do that by assigning functions according to roles using a system of access control lists for every actor in the ecosystem of a securities issuance. That includes setting up transfer restrictions and transfer groups. That includes syncing the process of issuing dividends with transfer agents. And that includes enabling different admins to use mint, burn, freeze, and forced transfer functions to ensure a security is going exactly where it's intended to. Thinking about the unique opportunities Web3 securities enable, it is important to consider the limitations of existing securities instruments. Because why would you want to move to the new thing if the other thing is doing just fine? So, in the next section of this program, Noah is going to talk to you about a number of exciting and market expanding use cases where the idea of a security token actually helps unlock some new value for some specific types of security issuances.